and welcome to Rewatch Party, where we're hosting the most banging funeral of all time.
Saul Abramowitz, may his memory be a blessing.
Hell yeah, I'm Zach Horowitz.
I'm Mark Green.
And I'm Harrison Blue.
And we are gathered here today to celebrate the life of Saul Abramowitz.
He was a good dude.
He was the greatest race car driver that we have ever met. Which
the greatest race car driver who ever lived. His death had nothing to do with racing.
Super spy / astronaut.
He was hit by a bus.
Damn shame, he was only 31 years old.
I know you're like race car driving, astronaut, super spy. Those are three very dangerous careers that have a lot of high margins of error. He was hit by a bus. Yeah,
on the racetrack. It was very weird how that happened.
He was really good at racing cars, just not very good at avoiding buses. And for that, I respect Saul.
Top thing I think about Saul is great at racing cars, not so great at avoiding buses.
Uh-huh. And his massive 10-inch cock.
Would you like
Guys,
to talk
we're not
more
just
about
here to
his
talk
10-inch
about
cock?
Saul Abramowitz, our best friend. We're here to talk about iCarly.
Yes. So we are here in season 2, which already off the bat, it's a lot better than season 1, in my opinion.
I enjoyed this one. I don't know if it's better than season 1. I think this is on par with some of the best episodes we've seen so far of season 1.
I agree.
I feel like I had a lot of fun with this episode in comparison to a lot
of
the
episodes. I did too, but remember the one with Christine Taylor where it was like maybe a cult?
Oh yeah, never mind. Not maybe a cult, it was a cult.
It was a cult, right, correct. I'm sorry.
The ultimate twist being that some of the cult members just like being in the cult.
Yeah. That's how they get you.
I'm just saying it's like, it's on that level, I think. But you know what I don't think I know? Is that this episode starts out, Spencer made a 9-layer brunch dip, and they're just like staring at it.
Yeah, because
and it is
abomination.
The most cursed creation I think I have ever seen in my entire
life. None of
the
flavor profiles match. Basically, Spencer did a Google survey where they said all their favorite brunch foods, and he just
and also Harper's favorite deodorant.
And mashed them all
because
together.
She smells so nice.
Yeah. Do you imagine in like the Google survey, it was like there was like a question where it's like, "Are you Harper? If yes, what is the name of your deodorant? If not, you can skip this question."
He definitely did that.
Question.
Do you think he like sent it out publicly and there was like some other person who was also named Harper who was like, why does he want to know what I specifically smell like?
If not, please put NA. But I have a record of what was in this dip.
Yeah, so if you at home want to try making Spencer's incredibly cursed 9-layer brunch dip, Mark's about to give you the full recipe.
Get on this shit, binging with Babish. Get on it!
We've got a layer for Carly of oatmeal, berries, and bacon. Just breakfast classics. Makes some sense. I don't know if I need it in a dip.
Yeah.
But I understand. For Freddie, we've got grapes, coffee, and leftover pizza. I don't think those go together, and they definitely don't go with Carly's layer.
It does seem very Italian.
I feel like the leftover pizza really gives us an insight into Freddie's sad life.
I mean, I think looking at Freddie's layer, I imagine he like wakes up, he's just like, ugh. And he's like, he scarfs down some leftover pizza. He downs a cup of coffee because he can't function otherwise. And he's like, oh shit, I better do something healthy. What do I have fruit-wise? Grapes. I have grapes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't read so much Italian to me as much as this is a man who has nothing in his fridge.
Yeah.
It's a Freddie Benson.
Yep.
Oh, God.
And for Harper, we have figs, caviar, and spicy Bloody Mary.
Specifically spicy Bloody Mary.
I also, one more thing about this. The spicy Bloody Mary and the coffee are both liquids. And it's a layer
dip. Liquid in this dip.
I understand if it was like all mixed together and it's a dip that way, but it's a layer dip. And it's a very, I don't say this lightly, a very wet dip. Harrison, your visceral, disgusted response is exactly what I was intending when I used the phrase wet dip.
I'm just imagining like spooning into this oatmeal and pizza and all this stuff, and you just taste the combined flavors of cold coffee and Bloody Mary.
Do you think he like just put a slice of pizza in there, or did he like chop it up so you get a little bite of pizza?
I'd imagine it was like half a slice that's like already been like eaten a little bit, you know, and he just like threw it in there.
Yeah,
I'm choosing to think maybe he like kept a layer and then chopped up the rest. And
I do like the idea where it's like it's a very wet dip, but at the bottom of it there's just a slice of pizza.
Well, I think I'm going to put in my 2 cents, and then I think we have to move on because this truly has nothing to do with the rest of the episode. I think he didn't chop it up because I think if Spencer approached this with any tools, if he did anything more than just throwing things into a bowl, it would catch on fire.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
haven't had Spencer starting a lot of fires in this show.
We've had the
maybe that's why he put the liquids in there to put out the fire.
Right, of course. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alcohol famously puts out fires.
Yeah. Yes. For sure.
That Bloody Mary is going to be great.
No, Marge, you see, he poured in the Bloody Mary thinking it would put out the fire. Then he caught more on fire, so he poured in the coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the idea that Spencer's like, oh god, get like the nearest nearby liquid and it's just alcohol. Makes a bigger fire.
The dip.
We truly have to move on.
Yes.
Because, guys, Freddy's on antibiotics for his penis parasite.
Yeah, I'm so happy they brought that back. It's very funny to me that they just like, it's like a little stinger joke at the end of season 1 that Freddy got a penis parasite and he still has it.
But he's medicated.
Yeah,
he's medicated, so it's like going away.
He's handling it. But now we finally get to relevant things to the plot and story of the episode. We find out that Carly's ex-boyfriends, Wes and Bo, who she didn't choose between on the helicopter, are now best friends, and they have an internet show where they just complain about Carly.
The whole time. It's so sad, but so amazing.
They call her the Ice Queen.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. Ice Queen.
It's, guys, if I may, this is my, now, I think watching this episode made me realize because so for those of you who may be newer to the podcast, we went through all of Fuller House before, and there's a very similar situation in Fuller House. They don't start a podcast.
Full House.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. They don't start a podcast, but like there's a thing where there's a love triangle and the two guys become best friends afterwards because she doesn't choose. And I think that's my new favorite trope in anything ever, which is two guys who are in a love triangle until they realize that friendship is more important.
I love a dumb male friendship. I will say I don't love that this friendship is based around, how much do you hate this woman?
Yeah.
But I love that they're both dumped by her. And they're like, well, I guess we're best friends now.
I love how we call it a podcast because it just seems like one of those douchey alpha bro podcasts, but it's not a podcast. It's just the same web shows that they've been making the whole time. Just now we're doing it together.
There are podcasts that have video elements, just not this one.
I guess so, yeah.
I'm just imagining like it is a podcast and those podcasts are like an hour long. So it's like, we're going to talk an hour a week about how much we hate this one woman.
How long do you think it's been going on?
I think what Freddy had the penis parasite. He's been on it for like the antibiotic for like 2 months.
It's
which
2
puts
months.
us about 2 months after.
2 months. Yeah.
I'm gonna say give him like a week afterwards to become best friends and set everything up. Like just under 2 months, 1 episode a week talking about how much they hate this one woman.
That's still many hours of them talking about how much they hate Carly. Their fans who have been with them from the beginning have listened to more of them complaining about one woman who dumped them than like most
the
feature
time they
films
spent with the one woman.
It's longer than Avengers Endgame is what I'm saying.
Could you imagine if you were like walking down the street and like had like one random interaction where it's like, You know that thing where you walk and then someone's going in the other direction and you like step to the side and they step to the same side and it's like that kind of thing. You don't know where you're going. Imagine like that, but then the other person starts a podcast about how much they hate you.
I think it's a little different than that.
Yeah.
I'm also going to say it wasn't a mundane minor annoyance. They were on a helicopter ride with her. We should also say people are mailing ice to Carly because she's the ice queen.
That's really sad. You went to like a store and bought ice.
Harrison, you don't think you can find ice on Amazon? You're not, you think they had to go to a store? You're not a savvy internet consumer?
I also just really like how they make a point of saying like, yeah, they mail a bunch of ice to Carly, but it melts by the time it gets to her. So it's just a bunch of wet boxes. It's
not a good bit, but also I bet disposing of a cardboard box filled with water is much more annoying than one filled with ice.
Yeah.
I know it's probably in a bag. It's not like loose water in a cardboard box. You don't want like
a soggy box.
You don't want a soggy box. I say that all the time. I say that to everybody. They find it really annoying. I don't get invited to parties. Because I'm just like, you don't want a soggy box. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, boxes. They're like, is that a euphemism? Are you being like a creep right now? And I'm like, no, I'm just an enthusiast for cardboard boxes. You don't want them soggy.
You really don't. You don't want a soggy box.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everybody gets mad at me, but it's true.
But yeah, anyways, people sending Carly these soggy boxes are ruining her life. Because she's got a bunch of soggy boxes and she doesn't know what to do with them.
Yep. And just to quickly say it, because it's dumb and it's the B plot or C plot. It's the C plot. Double Dutch left her dog, Kevin, with Harper to look over. And Kevin won't eat anything.
No.
But luckily, Freddy comes to the rescue. Or not Freddy, but...
Well, Freddy brings an animal therapist, so I think Freddy does come to the
Freddy kind of comes to the rescue.
No, I think he brought the animal therapist. I think he came to the rescue. I'm saying you're right, Zach. Why are you arguing against me? What, are you stupid?
Yes.
I'm saying you're a smart guy. What, are you, an idiot?
Yes.
Also, Carly wants to win the internet back, and she asks for suggestions no matter how stupid. Spencer just shouts, Queen Latifah, is that anything?
He just shouts Queen Latifah, and she's like, that's going on the board.
She asks how she can go from Ice Queen to Nice Queen. And Spencer shouts, Queen Latifah, is that anything?
And Carly's like, I don't know, but I'm writing it down.
What is the idea in Spencer's head? Does he want Queen Latifah to come on iCarly? Because
I think there is no idea. I think it's just word association.
I think he wants Carly to do like a Sailor Moon style magical girl transformation into Queen Latifah.
Yes, I'm pitching that as my headcanon.
But yes, Carly does write it on the board.
Yes.
Which I thought was very good. Freddy brings an animal therapist to help with Kevin. And she says that it's not the food, it's the energy you bring when you feed the dog. Also, she's definitely into Freddy.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to notice.
He's very bad Freddy. At this. This has happened like multiple times to Freddy.
They have some chemistry, though.
They do. They do.
Chemistry.
Yeah.
He doesn't notice.
She seems nice.
He doesn't notice, and he's a little awkward, but only in the way of he's awkward in a normal amount. He's not like, she doesn't like flirt with him and he goes like, huh, you know my 2 ex-wives?
God. Yeah, he would definitely do that in other situations, but
I remember flirting. I did that with my ex-wife and my failed businesses.
God.
That's his usual.
Did I mention that I live with my mother?
She is going to be a big presence in this relationship.
No.
Foreshadowing.
But yeah, and Freddy asks Spencer how the plans for their launch party is going, because they're launching Freddy's app, Kevin. If you haven't been caught up on the iCarly lore, yes, the app is named Kevin and the dog is named Kevin. The dog is a girl named Kevin.
And the app is named after the dog.
The app is named after the dog. The app is an app to match people to therapy dogs or therapy animals, Kevin's not a good name for it.
Yeah, they really like. I think they needed a scene where an investor comes in and says, "Why is it named Kevin? Please change the name to anything but Kevin."
Zach, what's a better name for an app for therapy dogs? 1, 2, 3.
Phil.
I like it more. There's like a philanthropy element. I guess philanthropy is like kind things towards people.
Yeah, it's short for philanthropy.
Yeah, like there is. I can argue there's more of a connection there.
Yeah.
I also would have accepted Levin or Eleven or Devin or my problem is that it starts with a K. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't like the name Kevin.
Yeah, Harrison has weird hangups.
We're gonna create an app that matches people to therapy animals, and we're gonna call it Twitter.
I think you would have some difficulty with that, but okay.
It's spelled differently.
Yeah.
It's spelled TWITTER.
TTER.
The Q is silent. Okay.
DDR, I like the D's.
It's TUI, twit, DDER, Twitter.
Twitter.
I'm still okay with a silent Q, but...
But yeah, Spencer is planning the launch party for Kevin. He's imagining a party where everybody eats with their hands. He's throwing out some real wild ideas, and Freddie says, no, this party has to show that I'm a serious adult. Mm-hmm. So it needs to be a serious adult party. So I'm going to conscript my 11-year-old daughter to help you plan it.
An important detail. She's very good at serious parties because her 10th and 11th birthday were themed after the Magna Carta.
Yeah, and she also mentions going to Build-A-Bear, and we discussed this during the episode, but how do you have a Build-A-Bear and Magna Carta themed party?
Well, they're building a bear like they're building the foundation for a new government.
You're right, it's a metaphor. It's just a birthday party at Build-A-Bear, but she's like, it's Magna Carta.
It's a metaphor.
And all of the other children are like, what do you mean? And she says, yeah, it's like the Magna Carta.
You see, kids, Build-A-Bear is like the Magna Carta.
Build-A-Bear it's a lot like the Magna Carta when you think of it.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
The ink is like the clothes you give the bears, and the parchment paper is the animal you choose. It's all part of the process.
Yeah, the giving the bear a heart is a metaphor for the law.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
It's a metaphor for binding legal precedent.
And then the Magna Carta that you give the bear is the Magna Carta. So
yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like they put it in and like you squeeze the bear and it says like I love you, but instead of saying I love you, it reads the Magna Carta.
I thought you were going to say, instead of saying I love you, it just goes, I'm the Magna Carta.
That works too, but I just like the idea of like having a bear and every time you squeeze it, it just reads the Magna Carta.
So, so Millicent should be planning this party, but Spencer is still insisting on his silly ways.
Yep. But by the way, I do just want to point out at the end of this scene, Carly's idea board says Queen Latifah pass, because she asked Millicent, do you have an idea to win over people? And she said pass. There's one more thing which I forgot. And then it says Magna Carta. Carly is just taking notes of what is happening in the scene and being like, is any of this helpful? Arguably, of those things, I think Queen Latifah is the most helpful.
Good job, Spencer. Yeah. Good for Spencer.
And he gets really upset when she suggests that there's anything else she could do.
Oh, yeah.
he gets like
very excited by his Queen Latifah. So
no, because she says like, do we have any other suggestions? I mean, we got to top Queen Latifah, and Spencer's like, that's impossible.
I think she literally says, as if you could, and storms out of the room.
Yeah. He's very offended that Queen Latifah is like good but not great.
Yeah. Not that there's ever a bad Spencer episode, but this is a very good Spencer episode.
Yeah. Jerry Trainer is just a wonderful human being.
He's so good.
So
but anyway,
good at acting.
He's so good at acting. So good at being Spencer. He has a lot of experience now.
He has a lot of experience being Spencer.
You know what? I think Jerry Trainer has more experience being Spencer Shea than anyone else in the world.
Do you think he like puts that on his resume, like 5 years experience being Spencer?
5 years experience? I think there's more than that.
I don't know. I made up a number, Harrison. You caught me.
Anyway, Carly has Wes and Bo on iCarly to try to patch things up and win people over.
But they're just very rude and just wear winter gear because she's the ice queen.
She's the ice queen.
I do like there's a whole thing where like, can we start soon? Because it's like really hot in here. And everyone's like, well, if you took off your winter clothes.
They're like, we can't do that. It's for a bit.
Say what you will about these guys, but they are very committed to the bit. And you at least have to respect that.
We wore these from home. We were on the bus in these. It's July.
It is 90 degrees outside. We're
so spurned by you that we're always wearing these because our hearts are that cold.
I don't have any other clothes.
I'm like an anime character. You open up my closet and it's just this winter gear.
But yeah, they're on iCarly. Carly says to them, like, I never wanted to hurt you. I just wanted, and she apologizes. And then they get really mean and they're like, Carly, you're going to die alone. You're never going to get a boyfriend.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. And then Carly's like, I do have a boyfriend and it's Freddie.
Well, actually, she says, like, I do have a boyfriend and we have a very hot relationship, a very hot relationship. They're like, oh, yeah? Who is he? It's like one weird question to ask. You don't have to, Carly, you don't have to like out a boyfriend because of that. You don't have to reveal personal information because
and
these
then Freddie's like, it's me. I'm the boyfriend.
Yep. Freddie's yes-anding.
Yeah.
Yeah, Freddie, very good at yes-anding.
And I do just want to say, I think it's very fun. Like, again, she says something very like mature and heartfelt, and then they're very immature about it. And she immediately goes to their level of maturity.
Yeah, like that's classic internet breakdown. Like this is some weird shit. I was cringing a little bit.
I just wanted to tell you, like, I never meant to hurt you. I care about you too. I think I wasn't ready to make that decision, and
well, you're a bitch.
Oh yeah, well I have a boyfriend, and he's really cool, and he lives in Canada, and he's so hot that like he's not allowed to visit the U.S.
He lives in Canada, and also
he's so hot. They have laws against it.
Oh yeah, what province in Canada?
Ottawa,
the Northwest Territories, obviously.
That's not even a province. That's a territory.
Well, you should have asked about provinces or territories. I'm sorry. It's not my fault he's from the territory.
But anyway, yeah, Freddie and Carly are now in a fake relationship.
Yep.
I really do. There are a lot of sitcom cliches that, you know, like make me grind my teeth, that make me like, oh, we're doing this. I actually do. I think I kind of always love it when it's like, I have a girlfriend. Oh yeah, where is she? Points to other character in the show. It's her. Isn't that right, baby?
Isn't that right, my girlfriend?
I think I always like that.
I love that trope. Yeah. It is great, and I think they do it really well here. Yeah, so they the next scene just immediately jumps into the action, which I like. They show Carly and Freddie hanging out on a fake date.
But the apple orchard was closed, so they went digging for onions, which apparently is a thing that people do.
Yeah, I really like that Freddie's like, the apple orchard was closed, but this is basically the same thing. Freddie is better. Freddie is really into the onions.
Yeah. And they take like fake pictures and all that stuff. Yeah. When all of a sudden, 3 fucking insane Creddy fans come in. They're like, we found you. We went to like 5 different onion places trying to find the one that you were at, and we finally found you. Now kiss for us.
Now kiss. Do a little kiss.
Do a little kiss for us. We went all this way to do this, and you're not even gonna kiss for us? How dare you? You're the bad guy here.
I'm offended that you won't kiss for us.
Now here's my
this is gaslighting.
My dad works at Nintendo.
Now here's my CinemaSins complaint.
Mm-hmm.
A moment later, Freddy's mother comes in wearing a Freddy shirt and says that she was the one who drove them there. So here's my question. Why did they need to go to 5 different onion orchards when they already had access to Freddy's mom who could just ask Freddy?
I would not be surprised if Freddy ignores texts from his mom.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
I assume Freddy is like, I have to live with her. She cannot know my whereabouts when I am not actually with her.
Yeah,
those are for me and me alone.
I do also like that in this group of like 3 crazy fans, there's one who like the other 2 very clearly just like don't like and just bring along for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's there's one that like I forget exactly like how they code her, but she's definitely like, yeah, we really love Creddy, and they're like, oh my god, shut up.
Yeah.
They're like, Emily, stop. You're going way too far.
You're going too far.
You're going too far.
I know we stalked these 2 internet people that we don't know to 5 different onion orchards, but you are going too far.
I know we must have gone to Freddy's to the place where Freddy lives. Because, yeah, how does that work? Are they just friends with Freddy's mom and she picked them up?
I assumed they met on like an
I'd
iCarly
like to imagine they like reached out to her on like Twitter or something, being like, hey, we're big fans of your son.
Yeah.
We're trying to stalk him. Are you in? And she was like, oh yeah, stalking my son?
I was going to say, I think they just met on an iCarly forum. Like they were just talking about their favorite Carly ships, and Freddy, a user named @TheRealFreddy's mom shows up.
Freddy's mom 00258.
Yeah.
It was a thread that were like pictures of Freddy's belly button, and she's like, I'm an expert on that.
That's not Freddy's real belly button. This is his real belly button.
User @NotFreddy's
There are too
mom.
many deep fakes of Freddy's belly button out there. You can't trust what you find on the internet.
Yeah.
Here's another thing I was thinking. I don't know why it's never occurred to me, but for the first time I wondered, who the heck is Freddy's dad? And why would he marry Freddy's mom and have a child with her?
Maybe she was different when she was younger.
It's becoming increasingly clear why Freddy's dad is not in the picture.
Oh god, yeah.
Well, there's definitely like Freddy's mom's main character trait is like crazy and overbearing, but I feel like it's very much tied to she is obsessed with Freddy. So maybe before they had Freddy, she was a completely normal person. And then she had a baby and she was like, I'm insane.
I do like the idea that she was very normal until they had a baby.
Maybe it's like the Babadook, where like she was on her way to the hospital and her husband died in a horrific car accident, and now like Freddy is the last remaining piece of their relationship and she needs to treasure it.
Or maybe it's like the Babadook in that like maybe Freddy's dad is the Babadook.
Ooh.
I know what you're gonna say, Mark. That doesn't make sense. You're just playing a game of word association. Hear me out. What if Freddy's dad was the Babadook?
Okay, that's I'm gonna write that down on the board, Mark.
I've got more.
It's going under Queen Latifah. Freddy's dad is the Babadook.
Yeah, I've got more.
Okay, go ahead.
Consider Babadook Benson.
Ooh, Baba Benson?
Baba Benson. Papa Baba Benson.
Baba Benson.
Once Freddy has grandchildren, he's going to be Papa Baba Benson.
Of course, we do know from that fencing episode that Benson is actually the maternal name. But I'd like to think that the Babadook was willing to change his last name.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, the Babadook's very understanding in that way.
Yeah.
Have you met him? He's a really cool guy.
Maybe the Babadook comes from a culture where they don't have last names. I mean, he is the Babadook.
Babadook doesn't configure to your societal norms.
So this is our new headcanon. Please leave a comment if you agree.
Freddy is half Babadook. Okay. Anyway, yeah, next scene, Spencer and Millicent go to Harper because they both want to be in charge of this party. And Harper's like, Freddie wants it to be a quiet, somber affair. Let the 11-year-old do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Millicent is now in charge, and Spencer's there to help it be somber and serious. Great. We move on to the next scene. They're getting ready for the big party. Carly is having trouble zipping up her dress, and Freddie comes in to help.
Yeah, and there is sexual tension.
There's some sexual tension.
Oh, yeah.
Carly asks him, like, is this bringing up any feelings for you? And he's like, no.
So I think this is going to be a longer running plot than this episode. Yeah, they're definitely setting up like a more fully realized romance.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet. Yep. Carly ties his tie. And then the animal therapist from earlier comes in. And she says to Freddie and Carly, you should probably get to the party. And guys, the party is great. Zach, if you had to describe it in one word, what would you choose?
Oh, if I can go in longer than one word, I would say this party has everything. A giant picture of Freddie, people wearing all black, an organist playing somber music, bones.
A casket filled with bones.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have made the best, most adult funeral party I have ever seen.
It's very funny how like Freddie and Millicent go up to Freddie, and Spencer and Millicent go up to Freddie, and they're like, "Huh? What do you think? Didn't we throw the greatest party ever?" And Freddie's like, "Look around, you guys." And Spencer's like, "Oh, this is a funeral. We threw a funeral."
My favorite thing is he says, "Look around." They both do. Millicent goes, "Oh," and Spencer says, "Yeah, this is a funeral." Yes, I do just want you to know, Zach, I was trying to set you up for, if you had to describe this party in one word, what would you say? Funeral.
Well, I'm glad I was able to take that bone, because we need to just like Saul Abramowitz today, we need to celebrate the life of Freddie Benson.
Yep.
Who is not dead. We're just celebrating his new app.
But yeah, Spencer and Millicent finally realize that they've thrown a funeral, which is maybe my favorite moment in the episode. Just this whole thing is,
yeah, we threw a funeral. Okay.
So Spencer is now in charge of brightening things up.
Which is funny because nobody at the party seems to think it's actually a funeral, and they all seem to be having a pretty good time until Spencer gets involved.
Yeah, it's also very funny how like Harper comes in later and she's wearing like, funeral attire. She's like, "Yeah, I figured the dress code was like Spencer threw a funeral but didn't realize it."
Yeah, that's also just such a great line.
Yeah.
So good. But Freddie has this moment with the animal therapist where she's saying something about like, and it's cool that you do the, Carly's your girlfriend and everything. And Freddie tells her that he's single, and it's just this very nice awkward moment where Freddie's like, "I'm single, not like there's a problem with me or anything. I am single." And she says "neat" like 50 times.
Neat.
Yeah.
Just like neat. Yeah, I think that's neat. That's neat.
Also, the crazy fans from earlier are also at this party.
Yeah.
Freddie's mom needs to stop letting the stalkers near Carly.
Yeah. And Freddie's mom was like, "Okay, look, I mean, like, this is going great, but just in case, I took his grandmother's ring and got it fitted for Carly." And they're like, "How did you know, like, Carly's ring size?" It's like, "Oh, what, do you think I, like, broke into her apartment last night while she was sleeping and measured the size of her ring finger and then went and, like, made the ring in that exact size? Because if so, you're crazy. I would never do that."
She just admitted to a crime on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, on a live stream.
Oh, yeah, they're streaming.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think the stream happens yet.
No, that's when it happens. Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, you're right.
The crazy fans show up on camera and say that they all downloaded Kevin, and it's made them feel much better about their passive role in climate change.
Yes.
But we do have I know I said them realizing it's a funeral is my favorite moment. This is, I guess, maybe either my actual favorite moment or my second favorite moment. Spencer, in a bid to brighten things up, goes to the pianist, asks him to play something peppier, and then when it's not good enough, he pushes him out of his chair, takes his seat, I believe starts playing, but it's iffy, and shouts, "This."
Take your time.
I'm taking my time. Just breathing, getting in the mindset.
Get in the mind. Get in the zone.
I'm an actor. I'm connecting to my motivation.
Deep breaths.
This party looks like a home run to me.
It's very good. He's killing it.
There's also the great moment where he runs up to a table with two women just sitting there drinking something, and he says, "Hi, sorry, I'm here to brighten the mood." And he rips the black tablecloth off and like destroys everything on the table. They get up and he immediately says, "Hi, can I have one of your 2 phone numbers, please?"
Yeah.
It's so like, "Hi, I'm here to brighten things up." Fucking rips the tablecloth off. "By the way, can I have either of your phone numbers? I don't really care which. I'm not picky."
Good Spencer episode.
Very good.
Spencer episode. I love it. This party looks like a home run to me.
But yeah.
But anyway, they're streaming.
While this commotion with Spencer is going on, Carly's like, "Hey, Freddie, where are you? Because your mom did something borderline illegal, and what's Freddie doing? But he's smooching with Pearl, the animal therapist, in the back. Oh no."
I don't know why they were so dumb that they decided to start making out while Carly is very loudly talking on a live stream and they're in front of everybody.
I can understand, like, you're at a party, you don't necessarily know exactly what's going on.
I guess so.
Next room. But yeah, just like in public when you're supposed to be publicly dating Carly.
Yeah, like, come on, dude.
Regardless of live stream, like, be a little smarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they see that. Mrs. Benson has a line where she says, "I should have warned you all, that kind of sexual charisma can't be contained." She makes a couple of statements about Freddie's sexual charisma. I don't love her talking about her son that way.
Yeah, me neither.
I think it's like when they're at the onion orchard or whatever, she's like, he gets all out of that raw sexual energy from my side of the family. So like Mrs. Benson is a sexual beast.
Well, she comes from the Fenton Bensons.
Yeah,
who I assume were swashbuckling romance.
Right.
You know what
types.
they say about the Fenton Bensons? Big swords.
You know what they say about this Fenton Bensons? Big swords and they fuck.
And they fuck.
Big swords and they fuck. They use those swords. They use those big swords.
They use those swords to fuck. It's very painful.
Oh God. Yeah.
But yeah, there's Freddie and Carly are like talking about what's just happened, and Freddie says, "You have to dump me. That'll make you the hero again. You'll be strong and empowered. People love a woman scorned." And he says, "But don't do it like too assertively, because people like when men are angry, but they don't like when women are angry."
Freddie being real about misogyny on the internet.
Yeah. And Carly's like, "You're right. And Freddie, I'm sorry for what I'm about for this." And then she slaps Freddie, but no one is watching. He's like, "Who was that for?"
Yeah. Well, actually, I really appreciate it because Carly actually says to him, like, "I can't do that. This is your app's launch party. I can't make you the villain here and ruin all your publicity." Yeah. And I really appreciate that Freddie is like, "No, like, let me take the fall for this. I'll do that." Mm-hmm. And yeah, she slaps Freddie for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, "Sorry, I forgot I wasn't live streaming for once."
But, you know, because of all this cheating scandal, these fans and everybody on the internet are pissed, you know, but not at Carly, you know, she got cheated on, not at Freddie, because, you know, he got that dog in him, but at Pearl, the girl that he cheated on, because she's a home wrecker, the animal therapist.
Which is a very real response that would happen on the internet, I'm sure.
No, it's very funny because literally, I mean, this is gonna sound very like out of date when this episode comes out, but like at the time of recording, there's like this story that's been going on with the quarterback of the New York Jets who, like, his ex-girlfriend leaked that he fucks his best friend's mom, thinking that it would ruin his reputation, and it had the exact opposite effect. Everyone was like, "Yo, this dude."
What? I'm just hearing about this for the first time.
Me too.
No, it's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life, and I love it.
Jesus Christ.
Well, Zach, have you heard Spencer shout, "This party looks like a home run to me"?
That's a close second. Hey guys, Zach here, coming back to make a little bit of a correction. When I was going over the Zach Wilson story, the New York Jets quarterback, I accidentally said it was his best friend's mom, when in reality it was his mom's best friend, which might be even funnier. I truly apologize for my mistake. I hope to do better in the future. You can send me any and all death threats right now. I know I'm like the worst person ever. And looking back, this really makes you think, why did nobody in this episode do like an apology video? Because I feel like that's what they did was a lot worse than what I did, but like I'm apologizing. So I don't know, maybe that makes me like the best person ever. Anyways, I'm sorry, I got the facts wrong. Bye. And remember, sleeping with your mom's best friend makes you an absolute legend.
We should also say there is a scene in between this where Harper zooms with Double Dutch.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And Double Dutch's tour got extended. She's going to be in Europe for 6 months. So they decide to break up.
This, I believe, is actually code for we have too many cameos from iCarly actors. We can't afford to pay Double Dutch anymore.
Yeah.
So we're writing her out of the show.
Guys, Double Dutch is gone. I did not like her.
We did not like this character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is probably her best episode. She's like the most tolerable
because she's
here,
in it for one scene.
She's in it for one scene and she's not a complete fucking weirdo.
There is also a thing at the beginning where they're talking about how like, oh, we can do long distance, but no, we can't. And Harper's like, no, I can't keep Kevin because she reminds me of you. And Double Dutch okay.
Double Dutch says you should keep Kevin, and Harper goes, no.
Yeah. And so Double Dutch is like, I guess I can leave Kevin with my mother. And then like off the Zoom, Harper's like, her mom could have taken Kevin this entire time.
Yeah. It's very good. Also, the start of the next scene, Harper is venting to Mrs. Benson about that. And Mrs. Benson is just like, do you think Pearl and Carly have the same ring size?
She's just immediately jumped from one sociopathic relationship to the next.
She went from like a cruddy sweater to a pretty sweater. I'm guessing that's what it is. I'm just making up a ship name for Pearl and Freddy.
Which is a terrible name. It sounds too much like Predator. But
I love the idea that like this happened 15 minutes ago and she already has a custom sweater made.
I love it. Yeah. I love it so much.
Do you think she has like a silk screening thing in her apartment?
I was going to say, do you think she has like a custom sweater with like every girl in the Seattle area?
Yes. She photoshops them.
Yeah.
We've never seen her job. Maybe that's what she does.
Yeah.
I would have loved it if it was the picture of them making out on the sweater. Like she already merchandised them making out on screen. She just
quickly lifted her phone, took a picture.
Well, it was on the live stream,
yeah.
so...
Right.
Yeah, she just went to the VOD.
But yeah, people are really mad at Pearl, the animal therapist.
I think it's important to know, Freddie and Carly do this very amicable breakup. They stream a very amicable breakup where they're like, look, guys, we're breaking up. And Freddie's like, I just can't stop cheating. And
it's my
Carly's like,
sexual energy that I get from my mom's side of the family.
Yeah. And Carly's like, that's right. So we're going to break up, but make sure to download Freddie's app. It's like, obviously these are two people who were very involved and have strong feelings for each other. But yeah, so they're like, all is taken care of. Freddy's gonna be the villain, and then instead the villain is Pearl. Everybody hates Pearl.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing where like Pearl is trending as like we hate Pearl is trending or something like that. And she's like, oh well, maybe it's like a different Pearl, and it's like, oh no, I don't think so. This is your last name, right? And you live at this address.
Yeah, they doxed Pearl. Just they're psychos.
One of the crazy fans stole her driver's license and doxed Pearl.
I do think it's really funny because throughout my notes I was referring to her as animal therapist because I didn't know her name. I think they mentioned it, but I didn't remember it. And then they fully reveal her full name and address in this episode. Her name is Pearl Wallace.
Yeah.
By the way.
And she lives at, I don't have the address, but
I don't have the address either. But yeah, they dox Pearl, and in order to help Pearl, Carly then streams and says, look, Freddie and I were never together. It was all a lie, you know, to try to cover up this thing with Wes and Bo. And she says, and I think he and Pearl would be great together. And she says, Freddie helped her because he's such a great guy, or because he's the greatest. They're definitely setting up a Carly Freddie thing.
Yeah, there's going to be a love triangle.
Which is honestly too bad, because I kind of liked Pearl. I thought she and Freddie had a lot of chemistry.
Well, maybe it ends with Pearl and Carly realizing that friendship is more important.
Yeah.
Yes. That's exactly what should happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Spencer falls from the ceiling.
Yes.
That's how the scene ended.
He fell from the ceiling. The bag of bones.
This party seems like a home run to me.
Well, he falls and says, brightened it up. And Freddie goes, who was that for? And we go to our final scene where now Carly is the villain of the story, because everybody was like, look, I get that you just got broken up with, but don't lie about it.
Yeah, of course. She just can't win.
Yeah, Carly's the villain again, not Pearl.
Yeah.
But I love that we have Carly's character growth, because she realizes, I don't need to worry about this. And they're sending me free vacuums because I suck.
Yeah, they're sending her vacuums now, which is like, you know, kind of useful. They're like, oh, a vacuum. I'm going to use this. Thank you.
Also, everybody loves Freddie. They're saying like, hey, Freddie, can I be your third girlfriend? Baller move, bro.
Like, God.
It's almost as if Freddie was fucking his best friend's mom.
Yeah, it's almost as if Freddie fucked his best friend's mom.
God.
But Carly's very content because she's getting vacuums, and she says like, look, people are always going to hate me, but my real fans are there for me, so I can handle it. And then we get some resolution with Wes and Bo. Perhaps they're not the greatest friends in the world, because it's really funny. Wes is like, you know what? I respect Carly, and you know, I respect Carly. That must have been hard for her. And Bo's like, no, fuck her and fuck women. They're all like this. And Wes is like, that's a pretty misogynistic, myopic view of women. And Bo's like, I may not know what myopic means, but I'm quitting the show.
And then Wes is like, Bo, no, you can't quit. I just got you new yogurt for our break room. How dare you?
It's so good. The Alpha Bro podcast falls apart.
I'm so sad that they're not best friends anymore.
Yeah.
We should also mention the name of their podcast is The Woe Bros Show,
which is so
Woe
perfect.
being a portmanteau of Wes and Bo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, they're terrible podcast ends, and all is right with the world.
All is right with the world.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, they were terrible, but I kind of love them as, like, stupid Alpha Bro villains.
I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
I don't think this would ever happen, but I want, like, a follow-up in, like, the next episode where Carly is like, all right, guys, I officially have too many vacuums because I suck so bad. So I'm going to do a giveaway of all these vacuum
Who
cleaners.
wants a Dyson vacuum? Yeah, so that brings us from the end of the episode to the end of our episode. And sad boy of the week, I nominate Spencer.
I nominate Spencer all the way. I was pretty close to nominating Carly in the beginning, but it's so Spencer.
I mean, we can have multiple nominees.
Yeah.
I think Wes and Bo deserve a nomination.
Oh yeah,
for
Wes
starting
and Bo as a collective,
for being the best of friends.
Yes,
and
also
starting a podcast about the woman.
This one woman.
Yeah. About how much they hate this one woman, doing a bit where they wear winter gear.
That is pretty
and
sad.
Then breaking up because Wes respects women and Bo does not.
Oh, that's very good.
Okay, I did not think about this properly, because that's amazing. Yeah.
I feel like also, do we have to put in like the three fans, the three like stalker fans?
The three stalker fans, maybe. Or at least Mrs. Benson, who is driving around these three strangers who are obsessed with her son's love life. and breaks into Carly's bedroom while she sleeps to get her ring
Mrs.
size.
Benson is definitely a nominee.
Yeah. But we should not forget that Spencer does nominate Queen Latifah, or say Queen Latifah in a great bout of word association.
He accidentally throws a funeral.
So good. He pushes a man out of his chair to start playing piano and shouts, "This party looks like a home run to me." And he falls from the ceiling.
I mean, we know it's obviously Spencer who wins, right? But like, Carly's got to get nominated for all of her stuff this episode. Wes and Bo, for sure. Mrs. Benson. Is there anybody else that
just
needs to be
highlighting Carly, because I feel like we didn't actually talk about her case so much. There's a moment in this episode where she shouts, "I have a very hot relationship. It's very hot and a very relationship."
It's a very real, very hot relationship with a real man.
That Carly is at right now.
I just want to reiterate, I always love the sitcom plot where it's like, no, we're dating actually.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, baby? Honey? Smooch, smooch.
Smooch, smooch.
So like, this is definitely a Spencer win for sure.
Yeah, I understand it's a Spencer win. I might want to give a cursory vote to Wes and Bo.
I kind of want to.
Yeah.
I'm kind of torn between Wes and Bo and Spencer now.
Is it a toss-up?
I mean, the fact that their podcast breaks up because Wes respects women. that just pushed me so much.
I liked them a lot, but at the same time, Spencer accidentally throws a funeral.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm voting for anyone other than Spencer.
Yeah, I think it's gotta be Spencer.
Okay,
yeah.
And I'm gonna throw my vote to Wes and Bo.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Well, I think unless anybody has anything else to say.
Oh yeah, just want to say Saul Abramowitz. He will be missed.
Oh, I mean, I was gonna get to that in the outro, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but yeah, that concludes another episode of Rewatch Party. If you like what you just listened to, make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. We don't really talk about that very much, but we do. All that fun podcast stuff. Again, if you want to follow us on social media, you can be sure to like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Rewatch Party Pod. Once again, I'm Zach Horowitz.
I'm Mark Green.
And I'm Harrison Bloom.
And before next time, we'd just like to say, once again, rest in peace to Saul Abramowitz.
May his memory be a blessing.
May his memory be a blessing. And until next time, keep rewatching. And guys, no more Double Dutch!
No more Double Dutch!
No more Double Dutch!
Saul Abramowitz.
Also, no more Wes and Bo.
Harper is sad, but Mark is happy.